Good evening, my name is Leoric Silverbloom and I'll be your host for tonight. In this video, I'll ask the question of what is the best class in D&D and why is it Warlock? Okay, just kidding. It's a new series where I talk about why each class is the best class in D&D. Warlock is the first because it's my main, so, you know, it's biased, I must admit. Now, let's peer deeper into the depth of this class. Alright, let's get to the point. Warlock is my main class in D&D5e. I mean, I like all the Charisma caster, Bard and Sorcerer are very close seconds to my favorite. The reason I like Warlock is, whatever other class can do, Warlock can do it. And sometimes, better. You want to be a melee warrior? Sure, you can do that. It comes with a smite too, just to step on the paladin. You want to be a wizard? Why the hell not? You get a free spellbook. You want to be a beastmaster? Sure, why not? There you go, it's a free spell that you can cast at will. You want to be Blaster Mage? Well, Warlocks are known for it and they can do it for free unlike Sorcerer. See, this is the best cantrip ever. You know what, at this point you can even get a Sharin gun. The amount of customization in this class is such that you can literally create anything using this class. We'll talk about them in their own sections. But if you're too impatient, you can just click on the timestamp below. Okay, some people will say that this class is bad and underwhelming, but they just don't know what they're talking about. Yes, you have a very limited spell slot, but you can cast most of your useful spells at will with Eldritch Invocation, so it's not really a problem. And when you do use your spell slots, they will know that you mean business. I have this example where me and the group is playing a PvP one-shot using our campaign characters. The rogue attacked me and then they just go poof and never to be seen again until the end of the whole session. I think she's kind of pissed about that too, because you know, I out-rogue her, but that's the price of power. The way I pull it off is when she attacked me and when I got the damage, I used this Misty Escape feature and use 2 of my spell slots to cast Greater Invisibility. And then I just Eldritch Blast everything away from safety. And that is only one of the examples on why Warlock is the best class in D&D. You want more reason? I'll tell you more. Whatever vibe you want your characters to have, you can have it with this class. Yeah, technically any characters can be of any flavor, but in this case, the lore and the class mechanics actually supports the flavor. You want to be a mischievous trickster? We got you covered. Edgy anime protagonist with super special sword that can transform into any weapon complete with an ultimate special move. Yep, we got that too. Aladdin? Sure, why not? Nor detective that's accidentally opened a forbidden book and now an eldritch entity is trying to take over his mind? Classic, we got that on the back. Angelic Patron, of course. Hell, you can even be a lich. The point is, all the examples that I've shown you barely scratch the surface of what you can make with this class. They're only basic subclasses that you can pick at the start, so you don't have to wait until level 3 to finally define your characters. I mean, level 3. You can also mix and match the class feature and the flavor. For example, you can pick the Hexblade subclass with the magic sword and stuff, you know, but flavor it with the Archface lore, so a lady in the lake rose up and gave you a magical sword to unite all the North Britain.
Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
I'm sure your DM wouldn't mind if they do, well, find a new one. So, speed is basically a feature that any character can take to further personalize and define their character. Well, what Eldritch Invocation is, well, is basically another set of feature options only available for the Warlocks. I know, that sounds fair. Okay, to be fair, they're a bit more class specific, but most of them are just free level 1 spells. Oh yeah, Warlocks only have 2 spell slots most of the time, but that is because they can cast their most useful spells at will. Speak with animals, disguise self, levitate, mage armor, detect magic, all the good stuff. Yeah, they're level 1 spells, but that means you can change your appearance at will or be the first to find a magical item to loot. Yes, your DM and the party members will hate you, but such is the price to pay. Besides, who cares? There's also this category of Eldritch Invocation that's all about your eyes. It can make you see through any darkness, like any darkness, not just dark vision, be it magical or mundane darkness, it doesn't matter. They can see through walls, they can detect magic, and I think there's one that will allow you to see any shapeshifters through form. Sounds cool? I know, this is so anime, I cannot. Usually though, you want to take the ones that enhances your other feature. Because it will boost your abilities to be on par or even better than any other classes that does the same thing. You can turn your tome into a wizard spellbook, and you can smite like paladin from rage. They cannot even do that. You can turn your best cantrip into anything you want it to be. I'm sure Huginn will give some example here because it's too many of them. Anyway, the only problem is that there's so many good options that you kind of want to take them all. But that is a lesson about greed for you. The point is, adding Eldritch Invocation on top of your feature really helps. But even after all that, we're not quite done yet. At level 3, you get a free magic item. You can pick between what is basically a wizard spellbook, but better, a magical weapon that can take shape of any handheld weapon known to man, the best familiar in the whole game, or a talisman that's basically a permanent blast spell. On top of that, you can unlock their full potential using the Eldritch Invocation feature that I talked about previously. Yeah, it's less than a subclass and more like a freebie because Warlocks needs more customization options. I guess, why not? But seriously, making a Warlock is a whole nother game than, say, if you're trying to make a Paladin. The depth is just unrivaled by any other classes. So, I'll talk about the Pact Boons briefly. First is my favorite, Pact of the Blade. It's a melee weapon that you can summon at will. You can upgrade it to give it +1 modifier and the ability to take any form of ranged weapon. You can also make it deal +5 damage on top of your charisma modifier. You can also use smite with it, and it's way stronger than a paladin smite. I don't know why would you play a paladin after this, I guess. Protection from disease. Anyway, I mean, this boon is just too anime. I cannot even take it seriously, it's just like anime weapon. There's even an invocation that allows you to teleport behind your enemy like nothing personal, kid. Kind of way. Yeah, I'm serious. I cannot. Let's just move on. Next is Pact of the Chain. It's basically Find Familiar plus because it allows the familiar to take some forms that can give it some invisibility and flight, making them a perfect scout. Yep, not broken at all. I mean, at least they're cute. With Voice of the Chain Master, you have no range limit as long as you're in the same plane as your familiar. So yeah, that's not broken at all. Infinite scouting range. And with Investment of the Chain Master, you basically supercharge your familiar and make it a combat familiar. Also, it gives like flying speed and swim speed, but yeah, who cares about that? It's just another body in combat for your DM to deal with, and it totally screw up the combat economy, so yeah. Right, let's get this cutie out of the way. And Pact of the Tome basically gives you 3 cantrip. That's it. With some Eldritch Invocation though, it can turn you into the best ritual caster in game. You can literally learn any ritual spell and cast it for free basically. Yeah, you don't need a wizard at this point. Lastly is Pact of the Talisman, but I don't really like them because it's basically team support boon and I'm an egotistical waste of human being. So yeah. So, in conclusion, if you haven't played a Warlock yet, go play it. I guess the class is fitting for me because I like to be the center of attention. I mean, yes, the sorcerer can cast a bajillion spells a day, but oversaturation makes people around them go meh, you know, because you're so used to them casting spells. Well, if a warlock decided to cast a spell, I'll make a big deal out of it and make the whole table know that I mean business and they will hold their breath. Mostly because they know I'll either do something really stupid or something incredibly cool, mostly the former. Granted, that's more on me than the class, but still, this class fits me perfectly and that is why it's the best class for me. You may have your own best class ever, and we will eventually cover them in the future. But for the next video, maybe I'll do Sorcerer or Bard, we'll see. And that is the video, and this is the outro that I haven't written the script of. It's unscripted. Yeah, Huginn always told me to at least script your outro, but too lazy to do it. I'm too tired. But I finally managed to talk about Warlocks. This is my favorite class ever, so yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. And like and sub. You know what? I don't care about likes. Just subscribe. I did more subscribers. Yes, I am not above begging for it now. Fuck it. So yeah, good night. Hold on. My back hurts.